Thrasher here with this week's Neil Young news and lots of weed out there, so we got to do some harvesting here. So the Neil Young and Crazy Horse 2012 Alchemy Tour of North America continues. This week, Neil and the horse have been up across Canada, riding across the prairies and the Rocky Mountains, and dropped in some shows in places like Calgary and Saskatoon and heading into Winnipeg and all those great Canadian cities up north. And the concert reports have just been flooding in to Thrashers Wheat across the internet tubes, and folks are very excited by what they're seeing and hearing. Lots of comments from folks who've seen many Crazy Horse shows over the years, over the decades, and the reports are coming back that the band is firing on all cylinders. They're playing really solid rockin' shows, having a great time up there on stage, and really, if you will, as hard as it is to believe, in their prime. I mean, Ralph Molina, pushing 70 years old, still just rocking it out. And really just incredible. I think anybody who's been a long-time Neil and Crazy Horse fan is just pretty much ecstatic that, here we are, 2012, and we're getting, time tripped back into the 90s, into the 80s, back into the 70s, and it's just a beautiful thing. So, and more to come. The set list kind of continues to be pretty similar to what it's been. The new tracks from Psychedelic Pill and some classics. I guess the most exciting thing that's come up recently is that for the encore in Calgary this week, they played an electric version of Helpless, which is quite rare. I mean, Crazy Horse has played Helpless before, but certainly this is a new version of Helpless. We've certainly heard that song hundreds of times, but this is something different. So if you were at Calgary, you really got yourself a rare treat. But we did get a YouTube video in on that. Not the greatest video quality. Sound quality is pretty so-so, but you definitely get the feel of what this was all about. So we've got that posted up on the Thrashers Wheat there on the Calgary concert post from earlier in the week, so check that out if you haven't. And the tour continues, and we'll just sort of wrap up here on the news segment by mentioning that Neil Young celebrated his 67th birthday earlier in the week, so long may you run, Neil, and it appears as if you will continue to run for a long time at the rate you're going. And we'll just throw in that, kind of backing up a little bit, that, Neil is 67, and when he walks out there on stage with Crazy Horse at the beginning of the show, he looks like a 67-year-old guy would look, as you would expect. But I think one of the things that I find remarkable, and most of us do find remarkable, is at some point during the show, halfway, two-thirds of the way through the show, you just are looking and you see and you hear a guy that is like, the 20-year-old rocker that he was and appears to still be. And, you kind of rub your eyes and you say, wow, what happened? And anyway, as we say every week, if you haven't seen the tour, if you're on the fence about the tour, get out there and do it. So check out thrasherswheat.org for the reviews and the videos and the photos and the links and all that. We're trying to do nothing but wheat, and we're having a hard time keeping up with it all. And if you want to listen to the podcast of this week's radio show, you can download that. It's over there on the right sidebar. Try to make it a little easier to find. We have a new logo for the Thrashers Wheat Radio Hour. It's kind of trippy looking, kind of that whole psychedelic pill feel. So you can download that over there on the right sidebar. And so in the meantime, long may everyone run. Back to you, Tony and Eric, in the studio.